Okay. So, ready na tayo, no? Let's start our discussion. This is Module 4, Equivalence Relation. An equivalent relation in a set S is a relation in S satisfying the three properties. The three properties, other than the properties that we discussed during the Module 1. So first property, we have the reflexive property. Reflexive property. So we have a relation A and A, which are elements of R. There exists pa to. Okay. We have, what is the symbol again? There exists. Tingnan ko lang kung anong symbol to, no? Verify lang natin kung there exists siya. Where is it? Where's that symbol? Ayun. There is, for all. That is for all. For all. Ito pala yung, where is it? There exists. Wala na siya. Oh, regardless. Basta, this is for all. We have the relations AA, or the ordered pair AA, which are element of R. For all A, element of S. A reflexive property. You need to say an A is always be related to itself. A element A is always be related to itself. Yun lang ibig sabihin ng reflexive property. And we have symmetric property. If we have A, B, which are element of R, then we can also say that B, A is element of R. For all A, B element of S. It only show, it's only trying to tell us na if A is related to B, then B is also related to A. Okay? If A is related to B, then B is also related to A by symmetric property. And then the third, the transitive property. If A is related to B, which are element of R, then B is related to C, which again, element of R, then we can say that A is related to C, which are element of R, for all ABC element of set S. Okay, element of set S. So those were the properties of equivalent relations. Now, if one of these properties is not satisfied, we can say that the given relation is not equivalent. Okay? I repeat, if one of these properties is not satisfied, we can conclude later on that the relation is not equivalent. So let us have examples. The following illustrates equivalence relation. For each relation, we test each of the property of an equivalence relation. So we have, say, set S. Let S be the set of R. The elements of R are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And define the relation in R by, these are the relations. Okay. For example, first relation, we have 1, 3. 1 is related to 3. 2 here is related to 4. 3 here is related to 5. 1 to 1, 2, 2, 4, 2, and 3, 1. This is our relation. Now, does this relation satisfy the three conditions? Is this relation reflexive or symmetric din ba siya or transitive din ba siya? Let's try to find out. So first, let's try muna lahat, no? Let's try the three properties, although the same as what we had during the mathematics induction. For the first property pa lang na disprove na natin, we can just stop there. We can already conclude na hindi na equivalent yung relation. Pero for the sake of discussion, let's try all of these three properties. Yes?
Sir. Yung sa mathematical induction, ganun din siya, sir. Kapag hindi na siya nasatisfy sa rule number 1, hindi ka na magpo-proceed sa rule 2 and 3, di ba, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, kasi yung we are trying to prove that the proposition is true for all. Okay, for all positive integer. Now, if sa 1 pa lang, hindi na siya naging true, we can stop there already. We can conclude na the proposition is not true for all positive integer values. Okay. So, example 4.1, how? The set R does not satisfy the reflexive property. Okay. The set R does not satisfy the reflexive property. When we say reflexive, an element of R or an element of S is always related to itself, right? By reflexivity, an element is always be related to itself. Pero upon observing our relations, there were no relationships of 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5, 5. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5 are not elements of R. Therefore, hindi na siya reflexive. That is first. Second, R is not symmetric. Since ang symmetric naman is the order, no? If A is related to B, we can also say that B is related to A. By symmetry. So we have here a relation 3, 5. Okay, 3, 5. There exists an element of R, which is 3, 5. But there is no element in R that is defined as 5, 3, which is by symmetry. Which is a symmetry of 3, 5. Okay, so by this property, we did not satisfy this property, the symmetric property. And the third one, R is not transitive since 3 is related to 1 and 1 is related to 3. We can say that 3 is related to 3, but then again, there is no element in R which is 3. Okay, 3 by transitivity. Or all in all, we cannot say that this relation is equivalent. Okay. This relation is not equivalent. Any questions so far?
Clear, sir.
So more examples. Okay, let S is equal to 1, 2, 3. And the definition of R as 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2. 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2. Dito pa lang. Alam na natin. Okay. First property. The set R does not satisfy the reflexive property. Although we have 1 is related to 1, 2 is related to 2, but since 3 is also an element of S, therefore there should be a relation where 3 is related to 3. Pero this relation is not an element of R. thus R is not an equivalence relation. Thus R is not an equivalence relation. And from there, we can stop. We can already stop since we already disprove our first condition, or we did not satisfy the first condition. So mag-conclude na agad tayo. This is our conclusion. Thus, R is not an equivalent relation. Yes, Tijel? Are you Tijel? Trying to say something. Repeat, ulit.
Sir, what if po, kung nasa given yung 3, yung po, yung 3, 3.
Okay, test natin. Sige. Gawa tayo ng another relation. And ilagay ko si... Let's try. Given set S, whose elements are 1, 2, 3, and the relation is being defined as this. So, dagdagan daw natin. Dagdagan natin ang another relation. We have 3. Okay, let's try. Of course, we can satisfy the first condition. Okay. R is satisfy reflexive property. Okay, R satisfies the reflexive property. Okay tayo sa first condition. So there, every element of S is related to itself. Okay, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3. Now let's test the other since we satisfy the first condition. The second condition is R symmetric.
Not.
Symmetric ba? O, test natin. Tignan natin, no? 1, 3. 1 is related to 3. Therefore, 3 is related to 1, which is good. Okay, which is good. And 1 is related to 2. Is 2 related to R? From this specific R, or from this specific relation? If 1 is related to 2, therefore 2 must be related to R, which in this case, R
Wala po siya.
is not symmetric proper. Symmetric. Since identify lang natin. Just pick any example, no? Yung ginamit natin kanina is yung relation yung 1 and 2. So there exists a relation 1, 2, which is element of our relation. But there is no element such as 2. Rhyme that element. Okay, 1, 2 is an element of R, but 2, 1 is not an element of R. And there are other, like 2, 3. There is no relation such as 3, 2. So this is not symmetric. Ayun, pwede na tayo agad mag-conclude. Thus R is not an equivalent relation. Equivalence relation. Hijel.
Yes, sir.
Na. So another example. Ayun, yun yung sinagutan natin kanina. Sorry. Yun pala yung sinagutan natin kanina. So we already discussed this, no? We have set S, whose elements are 1, 2, and 3. Then we have R in S. We have 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. We already proved, or we already know that R is reflexive, or we satisfy the reflexive property there, since for all A, for all A is always be related to itself. That is by reflexivity.
May
And then
question,
we
sir.
have, yes,
Yung sa transitive ba,
yes, what about transitive?
halimbawa sir, di ba 1, 3, tapos 3, 1. Dapat maging siya, meron ding element na 1, 1. Ay, set na 1, 1.
1, 3, 3, 1, yeah, there should
Pero
be.
sa symmetry lang ba yun, sir? Halimbawa, hindi ba siya pwedeng yung unang set 1, 3, tapos 2, 4, tapos yung ano niya, transitive niya 1, 4. Walang ganun, sir.
Possible din yun. Possible din yun. For example, dito. 2, 3, 2, 3 here. 2 is related to 3. And 3 is related to 3. Therefore, there should exist na 2 related to 3, which is itself. Hindi lang siya dun sa symmetric property. Possible din siya na hindi pareho yung elements involved. More example tayo. Example number 4. Parang pare-pareho lang itong business natin. Okay, this is the definition of R. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So, first condition, reflexivity. Okay. Every element is related to itself. Therefore, R is reflexive. And second condition, R is symmetry because yun. We have 1, 2. We have 1, 2 here, and also 2, 1. And we have 2, 3. We also have 3, 2. Okay. And then we have 1, 1. Of course, 1, 1 is symmetric with to itself. 2, 2 to itself. 3, 3 to itself. So R is symmetric, or R is symmetric. And then the third condition, transitivity. There exists an element of R, 3, 2, and 2, 1. But there is no element which being defined as 3, 1. Okay? 3, 1. If 3 is related to 2 and 2 is related to 1, there's 3 should also be related to 1. But then again, there is no element that is being defined as 3, 1. Therefore, by transitivity, we cannot say that the relation is equivalent. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Example number 5. Say natin. Hindi natin solution. Observe muna natin, no? And then later na natin isulat yung ating solution. Yan. We have R. 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3, 3. Now, the first condition is this relation, ano yung first condition natin?
Yes, sir.
Reflexive. Reflexive ba siya?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Since for all element of S, every element is always be related to itself. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. So, check tayo sa reflexivity. About symmetric. Is this relation satisfy the symmetrical property?
Yes, sir.
Tignan natin. Test natin. We have 1, 3 here. 1 is related to 3. And we also have 3, 1. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, and 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Of course. So we satisfied the second condition. Third condition. How about the third condition? Let's test. If 1 is related to 3 and 3 is related to 1, therefore 1 should be related to 1, which is good. Okay, we have 1 related to 1. Another. 1 is related to 2, 2 is related to 1, 1 is 1. We have 2 is related to 3, and 3 is related to 2, therefore we have 2 related to 2. Okay? Therefore, you can also say that this R satisfies the third condition, the transitivity. Thus, this R is equivalence. Thus, R is an equivalence relation. Equivalence relation. Now, hindi lang ordered pair ang pwedeng maging related to each other. For example, number 6. This time, the relationship is for the two lines to be parallel. Okay? Yun yung relationship natin. Let S be set of lines and R as A is related to B if and only if A is parallel to B. Okay, so yun yung definition ng relationship natin, no? Kanina, dun sa examples natin, 1 to 5, ang relationship natin is the ordered pairs. This time, our relation is being defined as the parallel lines. Two lines are said to be related to each other if they are parallel. Yeah, A is related to B and R, if and only if, So first, by reflexive property, of course, a line A is always be parallel to itself. We have A is parallel to A. Or if we have line B is always be parallel to B and others. So by reflexivity, check. First condition, check. Second condition, is this symmetrical? Is this symmetrical? Sa tingin nyo, before I uncover the second condition. Symmetrical, it means to say if A is parallel to B, can we say that B is parallel to A? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. A is parallel to B. Therefore, B is parallel to A. Parallel to A. So, by symmetric property, no? If A is related to B, then B related to A. This means that if A is parallel to B, then B is parallel to A. Thus, R is symmetric. How about the third condition? Third condition. Let's say, for example, we have a line A parallel to B and B is parallel to C. Can we say that A is also parallel to C?
Yes, sir.
Ulitin ko lang, no? Although narinig ko na yung sagot. A is parallel to B and B is parallel to C. Can we say that A is parallel to C? Of course. Of course. Thus, R is transitive. And our conclusion, R is an equivalence relation. R is an equivalence relation. Any more question? Any more question? Another. How about perpendicular? How about perpendicular? Reference natin, no? This is our reference. Let us be set of lines and define R as A is related to B if and only if A is perpendicular to B. A is perpendicular to B. First condition. Yes or no? Satisfy or hindi masasatisfy? What do we mean by perpendicular? You have your geometry. So alam natin what is perpendicular.
No, sir.
No. Kasi ibig sabihin yan, if A is related to A,
Hindi siya parallel. Ay, hindi siya perpendicular.
okay, it only means to say that A is perpendicular to A, which is not possible, no? It is not possible for any line. A line won't be perpendicular to itself. So, first condition pa lang, mali na. First condition pa lang, mali na. How about, test natin yung ibang condition na, how about the second condition, symmetric? Symmetric.
Yes, sir.
Yes. If A is perpendicular to B,
Then B is perpendicular.
B is perpendicular to A. Yes. Third condition,
No, sir.
A is perpendicular to B and B is perpendicular to C. Is A perpendicular to C? Hindi, no? Kasi magiging ano sila, parallel. Yan, tinest natin lahat. Not reflexive. Okay. We have symmetric siya. Pero dito hindi na siya. Kasi A to C is parallel. Thus R is not transitive and R is not equivalence. Yan, tapos na. We already finished our
Kaya sir.
fifth module. Kaya nga na, mababa pa yung oras natin.